We're live. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Marsh Boys podcast. I'm Brian.
I'm Ryan, and Brian needs mouth-to-mouth CPR apparently.
That's what it sounds like. That's what it feels like. And today we're joined by Jaydon Arnold. How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm getting ready for the busy season here. So
Yeah.
no rest for the wicked.
So real quick, so you do work on you work them. You do work at Cut 'Em Down Waterfowl. How'd you get started with that? And what do you do there?
Yeah. Hot take for anybody trying to get into the hunting industry, good luck. It is very much a good old boys club. Once you're in, you're pretty much good unless you really do something bad. But getting in is quite a process. Me and my wife graduated from a college up in Virginia. Well, we graduated, then got married, and then I was like, all right, let's go see if I can try to get a job in the hunting industry. Right out of college, applied to pretty much every company you could think of, cold calls, emails, sending resumes, didn't hear back from a single one. So then I was like, all right, let me go get my master's degree. Moved down to Wilson while I was looking at different colleges. This one popped up, and I was like, oh crap, there's a big hunting store right there. Had no idea it existed, which I'm trying to fix with the social media stuff now. Ended up going to school here, so I'm finishing up my master's degree. Got a job at Cut 'Em Down Waterfowl. It's in Wilson, North Carolina. Kind of a part-time gig at first, and within a year, it's quickly changed to a full-time job. So I run all the social media stuff here, and then I manage the entire retail store, all of our employees up here. It's a little bit of what I do, but we won't go too far in depth on that.
I got you. So you said you basically just applied. What did you go to now? What did you go to college for, if you don't mind me asking?
So I went to college, got my undergrad in business admin and finance, and then I'm finishing up getting my master's in business admin and finance right now.
Nice.
So,
And did you go into college thinking that this is what you're going to go into is the hunting world, or you didn't know for sure?
I didn't know for sure, even like when I was getting my master's degree and stuff, until this turned into a great full time gig. I was still looking at other stuff. I was looking into some upper end jobs, I guess, where I could like work 4 days a week and then hunt 3 days a week during the
Yeah.
season.
Aren't we
Uh,
all?
yeah, yeah. So I had some good opportunities for that, and that was honestly still the plan until this turned into a full time job. It was kind of iffy there for a while, but then with the store, it's been crushing it, and then we have some huge plans for the future. So it's turned into a full time job, and it's pretty hard to beat working in the hunting industry.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And so what's funny is I'm pretty sure on like my personal Instagram I follow you guys. I have for a while,
Okay.
but I never really realized like the amount you guys sell. Like I ordered the Wader Gang waterproof jacket.
Okay.
And the only reason I thought of it was because when me and Ryan were talking, he mentioned, he was like, "Hey, you know that waiter jacket you got, or yeah, something about the waiter jacket, and that you guys stocked it." And then I remembered, I was like, "Yeah, I remember seeing the tag on it," and I thought that was kind of weird.
Yeah, it's nuts. It even I was shocked when I first got here. Like our storefront itself is maybe 2,000 square feet. It's not very big, but
Hmm.
we switch it out seasonally. So right now it's got all of your summertime casual gear like camo related hats and t-shirts and shorts, and then as soon as September rolls around, it's just dove and goose stuff, and then we run just waterfowl stuff in here. We call it our showroom because it's all of our highlighted gear, all of the new, latest, greatest stuff. But back attached to the store is three warehouses. Each one's about the size of like your neighborhood Walmart. They're freaking huge. It takes like 5 minutes to get from one end of the warehouse all the way to the other one. The third warehouse is just duck decoys and has two forklifts in it to kind of put it in perspective. It's
Holy crap.
nuts. It's
So,
crazy.
is this store has it been around for a while and you just came in to bring awareness to it, or is it a newer thing and you just kind of got in when they needed more of a presence?
Yeah, from from my experience so far, I got in at a pretty good time. The online guys have been up and running for 15 years now.
Hmm.
The storefront itself has only been open for going on 5 years now. So the owner of the store itself did it by himself for the first year, and then has just kind of had part-time help here and there. He's been doing a lot of it himself with a few part-time guys, and then I came in, and now I'm full-time here. We're hiring 4 new employees in August, and it just continues to grow.
Nice.
Yeah, that's really cool to see. Like I said, I never really realized the range you guys have as far as stocking and stuff. But yeah, that's awesome. Now, ah, shit.
Was it going to be store related, or do you want me to transition?
No, I think I was trying to get one last question in about the store, but we'll walk into hunting. So before you ask what you're going to ask, now you said you're not originally from North Carolina, correct?
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, seems like you guys are both on the same page there.
Yeah.
I grew up in Colorado from like when I was born until 18. Then I moved to Virginia, lived there for 5 years, like lived there. I would go back for a few weeks to hunt for Christmas, stuff like that. Lived in Virginia for 5 years. I've spent most of the past like 5, 6 years, the summers down in Tennessee. And then we're coming up on living full time in North Carolina on a year in August.
Okay, so when did you now? I guess we'll go back to that. When did you start with Cut 'Em Down? A year ago or
A year ago on August 4th. So
okay,
just a few days from now.
okay, yeah.
Mhm.
So what? I'm assuming you're a really big waterfowler.
You could say that.
What's been the biggest difference from Colorado to? We'll start with Virginia and then throw North Carolina in there as you go.
There's no similarities. It's like
Okay.
none. Colorado is like a hidden gem. It's a really, really big flyway. It's not your travel destination yet, like your Arkansas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Dakotas, but there's just as many birds out there. There's a lot of like local hunting. When I was growing up, it was still the type of place where you could like walk up to a farmer's door, knock on it, get permission. It's not like that anymore. You're paying a few grand for every spot that you have out there.
Really?
Yeah. Every single one. Yeah, it's changed a lot, but I still love it. Out there, big flyway for geese. You can set up big traffic spreads. That's what most people do. Is they'll get 1 or 2 fields. They have a bunch of decoys, and they just traffic hunt all day, every day for the entire season out of the same field because you can. There's a lot of duck hunters out there. You can duck hunt in fields, lakes, the rivers out there, and everything's open too. So that's
Hmm.
the number one big difference. Out in Colorado, you can see geese from the next county over. Out on the East Coast, especially up in Virginia, you're set up in a field, but you're hearing these birds well before you ever see them just because
Yep.
there's so many trees,
Yep.
whether they're in a field, a river, anything like that. Up in Virginia, lots of duck hunters, lots of goose hunters. Uh, Not as many goose hunters. But there's not as many birds. You can't really traffic hunt. You're hunting a lot of X places up there. Occasionally, you can get lucky on like the rivers and stuff.
Hmm.
And then from I guess Virginia and or Colorado to North Carolina, big difference. Out on the coast of North Carolina, tons of birds, tons of hunters. The further inland you get, the less birds. There's still the same amount of hunters. The crazy thing about North Carolina is maybe it's just the South in general. It's crazy how many waterfowl hunters there are with the lack of birds there are. I guess is the better way to say it. It's
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
crazy. It's unbelievable.
Now, I'm guessing you said it's open like that. Are you in a flatter area? Because when I picture, obviously I've never been there, but when I picture Colorado, I'm picturing like the rolling mountains and hills.
So there is like the mountains and stuff, but it's really only like one section of Colorado. And if you are imagining a square and you're looking at it, the left side like 1/4 of the square has mountains that run along it, and then the other 3/4 of that square, which is basically what Colorado is, it's just flat.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. I've kind of seen videos of guys goose hunting in like Montana and stuff, and they're doing the same thing you're talking about, trafficking birds.
Mm-hmm.
When I talk about trafficking birds in Jersey, I run 10 dozen decoys. What? Yeah, that was the response I was thought I was going to get because of that same thing. You're hearing all these birds before you see them, so it's more or less. I'm not saying it's all in your calling around here, but your calling means a lot around here, just as much as your visual. What did the spreads look like out there?
In Colorado, kind of depends on the weather because it does get really, really cold and we get a lot of snow. So when that happens, we run a lot of shells, mix in a few full bodies, and call it a day. Maybe on those days, maybe 10 dozen. But when the weather is not necessarily great or you get a new push of birds, and not saying you have to do this, not everybody out there does do it, but we will run a trailer full of decoys at least. That's like, we've ran big a few times. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but it is a really fun hunting experience when you're running that many decoys, like 20 to 25 dozen silhouettes, and then you mix in an entire trailer full of full bodies, so 15, 20 dozen full bodies. It's aggressive. You don't have to do it. Sometimes when we do it, it's pretty fun, though.
Do you lay in with the decoys? Do you stay off to the side? What's your preferred method?
Most of the time out there, we're hunting out of pip lines. They're nothing fancy like all the pip lines you see online. It's literally a hole dug in the middle of a cornfield with like a giant big wooden roof over the top of it that's got your slides and stuff on it. There are some bougie pit blinds out there.
I've seen them.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my favorite pages on Instagram is I think it's called Pit Properties, and that's all it is just showing off pits.
They have the nice little bench up top, and then you look down below, and there's a little old guy cooking on a stove. It's nice and warm down there. I'm like,
yeah. No, ours is just a hole in the ground. It is pretty warm because we'll run like the propane heaters and stuff in there, but we do a lot of that when it snows out there and there's like at least an inch or so of snow like covering the field. We'll just get these cheap painter suits from Ace Hardware. They like barely last one hunt, but it's better than buying, they make some expensive ones, as you guys know. We'll lay in the middle of the decoys with that when there's snow on the ground. That is an unbelievable way to hunt. It is one of the coolest things you'll ever experience because you have birds landing sometimes on top of you. Like some of the videos I have from that are crazy.
That's like that guy that caught the snow goose with his hand as he's coming down. That was nutty.
Yeah.
Now, what about on the duck hunting side? So I know you said you're hunting a lot of, or as far as Colorado goes, lakes, rivers, streams. I'm assuming, unless you're out on a lake, like really tight quarters.
No, it's not like out here on the East Coast. Like when you look at a river, there's stuff all along the banks and there's overhangs and it's really tight hunting. There's some big rivers out here, but most of the rivers out west are pretty open and flat. Like you can throw up there's lots of places you can tuck in too because it's so flat and open. Obviously you're going to have your river bottoms like with some trees and stuff on it, but you can put up big A-frames or lay next to the bank or tuck up next to a tree on the rivers. And it's pretty similar to the goose hunting. Like out there, you can see ducks from way, way, way far out before they're ever getting to you. Whereas like out here, whether you're swamp hunting or hunting rivers for ducks on the river, you're like, oh, here they are. And you're like trying to shoot them as they're coming in because you just don't see them until they're on top of you.
Now, when you're hunting in North Carolina, do you prefer going to the coast or do you like sticking back in the swamp?
Sadly, I haven't even been yet. I came in, moved here, and then with lacrosse, school, newlyweds, brand new job, I could literally only hunt around here. That's going to change this year. So I'm very excited for that. The impoundments and just hunting out on the ocean out there is crazy. We went on a swan hunt out there towards the end of the season, and the amount of ducks I saw out there was unbelievable. Just skies full of ducks. It was like you were snow hunting that many birds. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
You got to do some body booting.
Mm-hmm.
No. It's not worth it.
I thought
promise.
it was fun. I thought it was a lot of fun. Oh, come on. Ow. Come on.
I've only ever shot buffleheads while body booting. So we might as well get into it. We've already talked about goose hunting a little bit on here. You are pioneering, I'm going to say pioneering an event east of the Mississippi that you said, I've heard, you just don't see. It's something you don't think of. I mean, so just go ahead and explain it from the top. Don't miss a thing on it.
Oh, Lord. All right, everybody get ready for that box.
Get on your soapbox.
With my experience kind of travel hunting and hunting multiple different places, when I got out to North Carolina, and it was like me and our mutual friend Ryan, who goose hunts, and maybe a handful of other guys. I love goose hunting. There's lots of geese out here. The rules for geese hunting in North Carolina are Western. And then obviously I work at a place like this. So it's kind of frustrating to see, like, I love going out and hunting geese with people, and there was just nobody that did it. There's quite a few people out here that hunt geese in September. That's why I did the competition in that month. And the whole goal of the competition is just to get more people involved in goose hunting. So what it is, it's called the Golden Leaf Goose Classic here in North Carolina. Tobacco leaves, once they get harvested, they're huge, and it's a very big thing in North Carolina. They turn golden. That's where we got the name from. And it's a goose hunting competition that's going to take place the entire month of September in North Carolina. So a brief rundown on it. It's going to be teams of 5, a $500 entry fee. There's 7 total hunt days. So you can hunt whatever day you want in September, but only 7 days. Every Friday, Saturday, except for September 20th, is going to be a hunt day. So the hunt days are days where you go out and hunt. You come to the store once you're done hunting and check in birds. That's how we're going to kind of regulate it with a lot of other rules. We want to keep everything above board. So there's 7 total hunt days. There's going to be a first, second, and third place for most birds collected. And then there's a separate category for most bands. The reason it's going to get a little Western is because the goose hunting rules in September in North Carolina are unlike anywhere else. So per person in September, it's 15 birds per person, and it's unplugged guns. So it's aggressive compared to pretty much everywhere else.
That's here too.
I'm pretty sure rules. Jersey and North Carolina match up neck and neck. E-collars, no plugs, 7 shells in your gun, 15 birds a day. You can shoot till half an hour after dark.
Yep.
I mean, it's chaos.
And
I love every
out towards
second of it.
It gets Western so fast when you have 5 guys with unplugged guns, extended tubes, just going at it. It's a good time. It's a very good time.
I posted a video of a September hunt. I mean, this was when we first started. And the amount of comments that I got, that guys were like, what are you doing shooting more than 4 times? You're shooting more than 3 times. And I'm like, yeah.
It's legal, bud.
I'm allowed to. Perfectly allowed to.
Hold on, I've been fighting this.
Yeah, 15 birds per person stacks up very quick.
Very quick. Now, so you said you haven't gotten a chance to waterfowl hunt this year, or in North Carolina yet.
Oh no, I waterfowl.
Time out for me.
I just never got the chance to go out on.
Okay, that's what it was. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what do the goose numbers look like down there?
There's a lot more than people think. Like, there's more birds here than up in Virginia. There's not as many birds as up in your Maryland. It's kind of crazy. They work all the way down, then they hit Maryland, and they just stop. There's so many birds up in Maryland. But there is a lot of geese. It was very cool throughout this entire project. Like, just last week, I was on the phone with the head waterfowl biologist for the state of North Carolina. And he was telling me how he wished somebody started an event like this years ago because the resident population has just exploded out here. he has to like year after year he has to issue more kill permits and do all this crazy stuff just to try and regulate it. And that's why they boosted the like numbers for harvested geese in September. There's just too many of them in here for the state, so it's
Yeah.
definitely not your flyway for geese. We do get a pretty good migration. It's not like your Kansas, your Colorados, your Dakotas as far as goose numbers, but it's really not bad. There's more than you think.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, you don't really know a whole lot of guys that goose hunt down there. I just never thought of North Carolina as a goose hunting state. I mean, I know there's guys that do it. There's guys that
Yeah,
do it in every state.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean, just like you said, when you think of like goose hunting, Canada goose hunting,
Hmm.
Maryland. I mean,
On the East Coast, yeah, that's like
yeah, oh,
number
yes.
one
I
spot.
mean, yeah. I don't think anybody touches Arkansas, Kansas,
All of
Texas,
those.
all of that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We're not shooting more birds than them guys.
Sorry, that was a battle with welding fumes that I lost.
Yeah, you're fine.
So yeah, I'm just trying to get more people involved in the state. The other crazy thing about North Carolina is if you picked up the state and moved it in any flyway, it would probably hold more birds just because the amount of agriculture and fields and water that we have in the state of North Carolina is insane. I would challenge anybody to go look at the map and just see how much agriculture is actually out here. We just don't get all that many birds yet.
Hmm.
We'll see.
So, down there, how much of it is public and how much of it is private? And do you see the same things that you saw in Colorado where you're paying a pretty penny to just to hunt a spot?
There's a lot of public land. It sounds worse than it is. I don't do any public land hunting. Our mutual friend Ryan is a public land bandit down here.
Yeah,
He gets after
yeah.
it.
He
Uh,
absolutely is. He loved that we were hunting public land when he came up here.
yeah, so I'll probably do a little bit of that with him this year, but I only hunt private. It sounds worse than it is, but the reason for it, I go knock. And it's not because people are just giving me properties because I'm giving them money. I haven't paid for a single property down here, and I picked up 25 different hunting properties in the
Hmm.
last year. I go knock a lot of doors, build up a good reputation, and people here, unlike a lot of other states, are willing to give you at least a trial run to access their land and see how it goes. And then you just build up that relationship. And it's been really good. Like I love knocking doors down here because it's pretty successful.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a big difference from up here. It used to be that way up here. It
Mhm.
100% used to. But, I mean, I learned in, God, I want to say it was like 2019, 2020. I knocked on over 40 doors trying to get permission to deer hunt. I got 0 yeses, 1 maybe, and the rest of them were either, which the first reason is no fault to anybody. My husband, my son, my brother hunts, whatever. My
Yeah.
dad hunts, whatever it is. No fault to anybody's. That's 100% viable.
Yeah.
And then you get, well, I don't know, the last guy that hunted here, he kind of ruined this relationship. He was coming in whenever, he wasn't checking in with us. Just a lot of bullshit that was going on with that. And then the other one was, oh yeah, hunters ruined it. We just don't allow hunting. The state gives us permits.
Hmm.
Because I mean, the state wants the deer dead just as much as the hunters do, so they're very, very quick to be like, "Oh, you want a farm permit? There you go."
Yeah. It can be frustrating. It also could be a myth. So I hunt with a lot of different people, and you know how everybody in a hunting group kind of has their main thing or what they bring to the table.
Hmm.
So in all the groups I'm a part of, I'm the door knock guy. Like if they find a property, they don't go talk to the person. They drop me a pin and they're like, "All right, go talk to this person." I think it's a few things. I've been doing it for the last 7 years, and I'm still a little bit younger, so I've figured it out. And most people hate door to door sales guys, which is fine. I did that for 4 years to make a living during the summer.
Well, you prep for this.
Yeah, so I literally just took my pest control sales door to door pitch and
Oh,
converted
that's
it
one of the worst kind of
into.
door-to-door
I
sales guys.
know, I know. I was one of those guys. But I took that pitch and just turned it into a waterfowl pitch, and that's just what I do.
I've kind of gone the same route. So especially on the trapping side, Ryan saw it. I barely trapped public ground this past year. It was
Mm.
mainly all private ground. And that's the same thing. Is if you're nice and courteous and you be specific in what you want to accomplish, what you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it, a lot of people will at least entertain a conversation. And if you can entertain a conversation, you know more better than most of us. You have a foot in the door. You just keep being you, keep being polite, being respectful. And I think the biggest part of knocking on doors is just what you want to do out in front. Make sure they know what your intentions are. And I think a lot of people, like I said, are just open to the conversation, and then you have a chance.
I
You
100% agree. Like
yeah,
a lot of people who talk to me about door knocking, they'll go knock 2 or 3 doors, get told no, and then they never go do it
they're
again.
done. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But my biggest
Oh, it
thing is
sucks.
like,
It really sucks.
it does. I name drop a lot, so I'll be like, I'm so and so, this person, this person, this person. They let me do so and so. I it's from my door to door sales thing, but like they might tell me no 2 or 3 times before I leave also. Because so many
I
times they'll like tell me no once or twice. We'll keep talking about this, that, and the other. And then like 5 minutes later, they're like, all right, so you want to come hunt tomorrow? Just shoot me a text. And I'm like, what the heck? Why didn't you just say so? You told me no twice.
see.
And
I was.
then
Oh, sorry. Go
sorry. And
ahead.
then the last thing is like you have to offer something in return.
Hmm.
Most of the time, like I'll offer to go work on their property, this, that, and the other. 9 out of 10 times, they just take me up on a 30 rack of beer. But I've also like if they ask, I go do it, and I've never had anybody ask me to go help them with more than like 1 or 2 things, and those property owners will literally let me do anything. It's crazy. Like just go out and help them once or twice, and because nobody does it.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I know a guy that strictly barters for hunting ground on Facebook Marketplace. He has like three 200-acre farms. He hunts a guy from work. He has like
Well,
three 200-acre farms that he hunts for firewood. And the firewood's on their property. He comes and cuts it, gets rid of it, gives a quart or two to them for the winter, and then takes the rest and sells it.
so
And
he's
gets to
getting
hunt.
paid to get hunting ground.
Yeah,
That's a good
the
idea.
electrician, the weird one.
The weird one.
Yeah.
I didn't know he hunted. I thought he was just weird.
No, he hunts. He hunts. um.
Oh my gosh.
Oh. But no, I was gonna say. So I don't know if I've ever told this on here. There was one lady I had been like if there's a dream property in my mind to deer hunt, I'm not a big deer hunter, but if it was like if there was any property I want to get on, it was this one. It was probably a 40 to 50 acre piece of woods that backed up to a creek.
Is it the one I'm thinking of?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You were with me all
Yeah.
3 times I asked her. And I knocked on her door the first time. She was super polite, super nice. Not like there's an old guy that comes and take care of this and he hunts and if I get around to asking him, I'll ask him and I'll get back to you. She took my phone number down. So a year goes by. Well, I knock on the door again. Actually, I think I talked to her 4 times. I knock on the door again. I said, "Hi, I'm so and so, and I came and talked to you last year. I was just wondering if you had talked to Mister, his name." And she said, "No, but just through passing conversations, I don't think he wants anybody else hunting back here. He's taking his grandson." And I said, "Okay, not a problem." No, I did only ask 3 times. So turkey season, I would have to say this is like 2022 now. Turkey season 2022, when I really first got into turkey hunting, I drive by, and on the other side of their hedgerow, there's 3 just draggers. I mean, big toms. We hit the brakes, turn around on the edge of the field, and go back, and she's outside. I pull up, and she goes, "I remember you," and the answer's still no. I said, "What about 2 hours?" And she goes, "I can't let you do that." I said, "I will not be bothering you again. I'm sorry, but thank you." And I haven't. It's been a while, and I go by there. This time of year, there's always big deer and velvet out there. A lot of turkeys.
Fourth time's a charm.
No.
Go do it again. Go do it
Yeah.
again.
Send her
You're
a
gonna run
nicely
in-
written letter.
Yeah, I'll put a letter in the mailbox.
I may or may not have this little printout that I'll sometimes leave on people's doors if they don't answer.
That's not a bad idea. Because you
Yeah.
never know who's having an issue with deer in their gardens, with geese in their fields, and just hoping somebody knocks on their door. Not hoping, but
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of got to get a little uncomfortable when you're knocking doors. I'll share this real quick and then we can move on from door knocking. But last year we were out. I wasn't driving. It was with this guy named Easter. We were out scouting. It was like the end of September. We were trying to get in one more good goose hunt. And this guy, he's probably 10, 15 minutes up from the store. And he was out in his combine picking beans. And I'm not saying everybody should go do this because there's a chance you might get shot. But I was like, oh, he's out there. I was like, all right, screw it. Easter, drive out into the field. He's like, no. He was kind of just getting into hunting, so he didn't quite get it. I was like, no, drive out into the field. Let's just see what happens. We pull out in front of the combine. He hops out. We start talking. Takes a few minutes. But just because I took that risk, he farms every property around here. And I've gotten access to all of it just because I took that one risk.
That's awesome.
It was unbelievable.
All we have to do is play chicken with a combine.
He was freaking out. I was like grabbing the steering wheel. I was like, no, we're going. He's like losing his mind. We're going to get shot. He's going to run us over. What are we doing? Just not quite used to it.
I mean, I get it. I'm more in your friend's boat, and he's more the door knocker.
Yeah, more or less. And it's funny. I drag my fiance on it too. We'll be driving by and I'm like, I'm just gonna stop by and knock on her door. And she's like, why? I'm like, what do you mean why?
Yeah.
So, other than that, getting out here, do you do any turkey or deer hunting, or did I miss that in my sneezing episode?
I was really big into deer hunting a few years ago. Didn't deer hunt at all last year. It's kind of hard to manage it all because we have, as soon as September rolls around, we have doves in season, early goose, and deer. And between that and then, as soon as the waterfowl season rolls around, I'm just slammed at work. So with the new property me and my wife are moving out to, I'll be able to shoot deer from the backyard. So that's kind of the plan. Is to do some more deer hunting this year, not actually shoot them from the backyard. Don't worry. But we'll see. I'd like to. Turkey hunting, struck out the past 2 years. Ryan, our mutual friend, put me on a bird at maybe 25, 30 yards. He lost his mind after that. Literally was freaking out. But we were in this tight timber, and he swung around, and Ryan was 5 feet to my right and had a shot at him. I was tucked up against the tree facing the wrong way and never even saw him. So hopefully this year we'll get lucky. I don't know. The turkeys give me a runaround.
Yeah, me and Ryan had the chance to double up on each of our first turkeys, but he kind of missed the boat on that.
I was laying prone, facing the opposite direction.
He goes to roll over, and I'm like, no, don't move, please
don't get up, don't get up, bang, fuck.
So I that's what I wanted to ask you about the whole public-private door knocking thing. With the interest you have, do you feel? Or let me ask you this first: Do you have access to a lot of public fields and stuff like that around where you are for goose hunting?
Probably. Ryan would know. I don't ever really look into public.
I got you.
It's just not one of my things. I'm pretty sure there is a good amount around here.
God, you are going to create some fist fights in the parking lot of WMAs.
Dude, I'm not ready for it.
Now, are you going to do the competition yourself? You have a team?
No, just because I'm the main. I'm so pissed about it.
I can tell.
I'm so mad. The prizes for it are freaking awesome. I would love to. I don't know. I created it because I wanted a competition, something like this that I could join. But with it being the first year and I'm the head person in charge, I was like, that probably wouldn't be a good look if I'm running it and then end up winning or doing something. So I was like, this first year, I'm just gonna run it. I want it to go smooth. I want everybody to have a phenomenal time doing it. So I'm just staying out of it, sadly.
Can I shoot a stupid idea your way?
Oh no,
Yeah,
no,
fill me
please say
in.
no.
Could you add another category where if somebody beats you, they get a prize? Then that gives you some competition in, like some skin in the game. You don't get a prize, but if they beat you, your team.
I probably could next year, as long as the event goes well this year. I'm joining, and I don't care what anybody says. I'm gonna go out and win this thing. But this first year, I'm probably just gonna stay out of it, and it is a lot to manage already, and it hasn't
I
even
bet.
started. I've been working on this project for the past 3-4 months, between getting sponsors lined up, all the rules, regulations, figuring out with local, like local, federal, and then like the head state game wardens. Those have been some interesting conversations, like what's legal and what's not.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I wish I could, but this first year I'm probably just going to stay out of it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's probably for the best. Make sure everything runs smooth, runs how it should.
Once you get a blueprint, it'll be easier every consecutive time you do it.
Yeah, yeah,
Now,
it'll be good.
do you think this is something you would do if you were still in Colorado or Virginia?
I don't know. If I was in Virginia, probably. In Colorado, there's so many goose hunters. There's not really a need to grow the sport out there. If somebody
Yeah.
wanted to put it on just for fun, the cool thing about the blueprint I've designed and with all the kind of partners that are helping with it is, as long as this year goes well, like the blueprint wise is kind of cool because you could pick it up and do it in any state you want to, with just changing a few rules or regulations. Or like we've even talked about possibly doing some sort of entire East Coast thing next year and just having different checkpoints for it.
Oh.
Um, because the reason we kept it local this year is because on each of those 7 hunt days, the teams are going to have to come check in birds in person by 2 o'clock every day.
Okay.
So that'll keep things a little bit more local, but it's open up to the entire state of North Carolina. So if somebody wants to hunt in the morning and they're 3 hours away, but they still want to come check in birds, that's an option.
Hmm.
Yeah, don't come to Jersey. We don't need any more competition than what we got. It gets rough. It gets rough towards the end of September.
Hmm.
Really?
Yeah, there is. Ryan camped out for 3 days last year
Yep.
to hold our second option because the guys that had our first option camped out for 5 days.
Hmm.
I know guys that, I mean, you want to talk about Western, it can get very Western. That's just on the goose hunting side. I've heard tale of fist fights in the parking lot of the boat ramps and duck season.
Yeah, that was not a good time. I won't tell the story again, but because of that 3-day camp out, I dropped my phone in a Mexican porta potty and then got it out.
That's a tough look for
Yeah,
everybody
just
involved.
just to not get any birds.
That was an option two. Did not pan
Yeah,
out
no,
well.
it
I
did
felt
not.
so bad
It was
after
cool
that day.
camping out there, though, I guess.
And that
I
was on
will
private
say-
property.
Yeah, that was on
Yeah.
private property. I did
That was on private property.
Hmm.
That's a no for me. I love hunting for the next person, but like I'll just go find somewhere else.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It is a little weird. The birds here, I'm curious to see if they're the same up where you guys are at. So in September, the geese do the normal geese thing where they roost, they go eat and a feed in the morning, they go back to water, hang out, then they go do the same thing in the evening. Pretty much after September, they stop doing that for like a month and a half, 2 months, and then they'll start doing it again at the end of the season. So that's another reason why probably a lot of people don't hunt geese throughout the entire season. It's kind of they'll shoot one or two when they're out hunting ducks. Um, is it the same up where you guys are at, or do you guys have feeds? Can kind of find feeds throughout the year.
You can definitely find feeds throughout the season. Are
Okay.
those feeds applicable? Like, can you get to those feeds? A lot of times, no. They're going to hold up in. I don't mean to sound grim, but they're going to hold up in graveyards. They're going to hold up in schools. They're going to hold up in parks.
They find the places they're not pressured, and they do learn that.
County property, stuff where you cannot get to them.
Mm-hmm.
And the second 20 birds find that field, you have all 200 local birds in that field.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's quick. I don't know if they know, but they have to, because as soon as they find a field where they don't get screwed with for 2 or 3 days, they're not coming out of that field till it's picked dry, or the farmer gets them up and out. I do know a lot of times if you know the farmer that doesn't let you hunt, but you call him and say, hey, there's a lot of geese out on that field. Do you mind if I just run through and scare them up? 9 times out of 10, you're going to get just don't drive your truck to the field. So there's always, I mean, we've had hunts where about 10 o'clock, all the geese are held up a quarter mile down the road. You know, a lot of times, if we find something like that, we're trafficking in between the roost and that field in their flight path. And we've had some hunts where we did that. We called the farmer. He said, yeah, jump them up. Just don't screw up the field. We jump them up and we shoot them when they're coming back. You know, if you can disturb them like that, after the second week of September, anytime they get jumped, they're going back to the roost or the loaf. They're not hanging around to see what's screwing with them.
And there's not a lot of area too, so they don't really have a lot of places to pick from. We're kind of a tiny state, and they don't really cross the river like that.
And I mean, it's nothing to have. Say you got 4 fields all within 100 acres. It's nothing to have four groups hunting those 4 fields.
Dang,
I mean, it can get really, really tight.
And I know for a fact we're probably hunting the children of the first geese we ever hunted. That's the same families that are there.
Oh yeah, with them
today.
With the residential birds, it's just you find one flock, they're not moving. Them birds are there all year, their whole life. Yeah.
That's interesting. It was kind of weird. Like I had to adapt because I wasn't used to not being able to find feeds throughout the year. Like there's just no birds in fields anywhere for a month.
Really?
So yeah, it's very weird. But it's because we have so much water and so many swamps and stuff around here. So they'll just bounce from one part of the swamp. They'll go up 4 or 5 miles to another part, eat, hang out there for a day, and then come back. So what we started doing a lot is we would get fields that are right next to the swamps and then just run big traffic spreads. And you can pull them off of that flight line into a field pretty easily, but it was weird trying to figure that out. Like it's not like that anywhere else I've ever hunted.
Yeah, see that with that kind of part, like getting them to traffic off of a loaf, off of a feed on the water, that's nothing really new to us. I mean, new to us. You know, that might be new to some guys in Jersey, but with the opportunities that our group has to hunt, we are trafficking birds.
Nice.
That is what we're doing. And I love it. There's nothing better than being on an X, but when you're watching birds at 300 yards flying by and then hook and come into you, there's nothing better, if you ask me.
It's such a challenge, and it's so much fun to take birds that don't necessarily want to be there, and you're like, all right, come down. It's so sick.
I love calling. That is my favorite aspect of goose hunting. And if you can get them to turn with a flag, with calls, anything like that, really sweet talk them. I mean, it almost takes your breath away sometimes.
You guys will get a kick out of this. I cannot tell you how many people last year that came in that were like goose hunting and had been doing it for a while, whether it's like out of A-frame or some pits out on the coast or layout blinds. And we get to talking, they get a few decoys, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, oh, you should probably, like, what flag do you run? And they're like, flag? What do you mean? I'm like, a goose flag? No idea. I don't think I met one person besides Ryan who knew what that was out here. And I was like, oh
really?
My gosh.
You should have told them it was a Scoter flag. Yeah. I know that's big out there. They'd probably figure that out.
Yeah. And I was like, well, you put it up, and then when you see birds, you do this. It looked really well. And they were, like, losing their minds about it. It was pretty entertaining.
Tyler will get a kick out of this because he listens.
Yeah.
Tyler's the only one that's not allowed to touch a flag because he likes to flag birds at 40 yards. I was not happy.
So, being a big goose hunter, how do you feel about the regulation this year? With the one bird limit.
The migrator season.
For where? Am I missing
The whole East Coast, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's the whole Atlantic Flyway. The AP committee came together. I want to say it was before March, but I know roughly March, April. Maryland was the first one in the Atlantic Flyway to come out with their proposed regulations, and thankfully they go into a lot of detail with their proposed waterfowl seasons.
Mhm.
They pretty much showed what AP considers to be, I can't remember the word for it, but kind of dangerously low for hunting. So just like the pintail population, I mean, last year, I don't know what your guys' limit was, but we had 3 birds, 30-day season. And I was very, very fine with that. I'd like, if I had it my way, I would have seen a 2-bird, 45-day season, but it all
Yeah.
evens out. Um, the suggested season limits was 1 bird or 2 birds 45 days, but they ended up going with 1 bird 30 days for the entire Atlantic Flyway. So after September, the Atlantic Flyway, it's 1 goose per day.
Per person, yeah.
Even for North Carolina?
So I don't. Yeah, I mean for your normal zones. So I know there's some
Like
parts.
further out on the coast? Like right on the coast?
So I'm not too sure how your guys' zones break down. So New Jersey, we have a north zone, south zone, coastal zone.
Okay.
Our north zone, south zone is 1 bird 30 days. Our coastal zone is 2 birds 30 days, and it's been like that forever.
Huh.
And I think that's because there's not a whole lot of goose hunters out there. But yeah, for our regular migrator season, it is 1 bird 30 days in the normal parts of the state. Like I said, I'm not sure how North Carolina's broke down as far as zones.
Because I know, like, there's like one zone right on the very coast that has something similar to that, but I'm pretty sure, like, most of North Carolina, it'll still be your 5 bird per person. Like, the goose season here and in North Carolina and Virginia runs to like the middle of February. It's a pretty long season.
It is. It is. Now Jersey, we have 2 separate little zones that we can hunt for. I think 3 weeks into February. It's 5 birds per person per day, but that's just like a 15-day season or 18-day season, something like that.
I'll have to look more into that for the state. I haven't heard anything about it, and I feel like I probably would have by now if it was going to affect most of North Carolina. If that is the case, that would be brutal. 1 goose.
Yeah.
Like,
It's going to be a lot of duck hunting this year.
yeah, sounds like it. Holy cow.
Yeah, two geese was very manageable. I remember the 2 bird did. Now, when I first started goose hunting, we were 5 birds, and then we went down to 3, and then we went down to 2, and then 1 and 1. And it was the 1 bird seasons were rough. Fun. It can still be very fun, but rough. I mean, it's as much as I love to goose hunt, and I give Ryan a hard time about not goose hunting this year or about goose hunting this year. It's going to be hard to hook the trailer up, grab the dog, set up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and shoot 2 birds, with me and Ryan.
Yeah, that's tough. It's a lot of work. I mean, You're right. Don't lie. It's still going to be fun and stuff, but geez, that's rough.
That's kind of, I think, why me and Ryan were asking you kind of like about the geese you see down there. Because the more states we talk to, the more we're kind of hearing the opposite. Like, you talk to guys from New York, from New Jersey, from Delaware, from Maryland, they're like, it's fucking crazy that they're going down to 1 birds. Like, I don't know whatever made them make that decision. But then you talk to guys in South Carolina, Georgia, Southern Florida, and it's like, yeah, we don't get them.
Yeah, we don't get a ton of migrators, but there's more resident geese than the state knows what to do with right now.
Yeah. So how long does your resident season run?
From September 1st until the 30th.
Okay, so it is just a September season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then, I'll have to check. I know I have notes and everything for the season, and I'm pretty sure like the only new regulation that North Carolina has was the 3 pintail thing. I haven't heard anything about it from the game wardens or wildlife biologists or anything. I feel like that probably would have popped up in conversation at this point.
Do you have a digest that gets released like we do, or is it just an online thing, or how does it work in your state?
Pretty sure just an online thing, but I couldn't tell you 100% one way or the other.
Maybe it
Yeah.
releases at the same time as ours. Ours is the beginning of August, ain't it?
Yeah, but our season dates are already confirmed.
Yeah, that's fair. But more people are going to talk about it when they go get the book from the gas station.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I need
I
to
don't
look
know,
at
maybe.
Yeah, I think it's something definitely worth looking into because, as far as my understanding has been, it's the entire Atlantic Flyway.
Hmm.
Yeah.
that would be pretty brutal.
Yeah. You're gonna have to tuck back in and shoot some more wood ducks.
Sorry, I didn't mean to break out bad news if it is involved.
No, I'll look into it. It's something I need to know, especially with where I work. People come in all the time asking about different rules, regulations, this, that, and the other. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm also that guy in the group. Every year I get a text, hey, what did the mallard limit go up to?
Yep, I can relate.
I want to say something, but I can't.
Go ahead, say it.
No, I can't because you'll have to cut it.
Oh, great. Yeah, don't say it.
All right.
We're doing good.
Yeah, we're doing pretty
Yeah.
good today.
Maybe skip it. You can tell me later.
Yeah. So we're kind of winding up. Is there anything else you want to get covered before we end it?
No, just hopefully this goose competition goes extremely well. Rules and regulations will all be up. It should be pretty well covered on social media between us at Cut 'Em Down posting about it. East Coast Waterfowl has a huge following
Yeah,
for
yeah.
the demographic that we're trying to reach.
And based out of North Carolina? Yeah.
Yeah, same with Rig 'em Right. The prizes for it are going to be awesome. Rig 'em Right threw in more backpacks, gun sleeves, gun shoulder straps. That's not the right word for it. What am I thinking of? Gun straps. We'll just call it that. ABC Calls did custom one-off goose calls just for the competition winners.
That's cool.
I'm so jealous we can't be a part of this. I'm so jealous.
Dixie Decoys, they are a
Mhm.
very, very cool North Carolina-based company.
Yeah.
They make these like collector series decoys. So they did custom one-off trophies for first, second, third place, and then the most bands. East Coast Waterfowl is doing some custom merch for it, so that'll be sweet. It'll have the logo, the Cut 'Em Down logo, the East Coast Waterfowl logo, plus some T-shirts. I'm probably missing. There's a bunch of. We're throwing like 20 dozen silhouettes and decoys and stuff. Like the winners are gonna have more hunting crap than they're gonna know what to do with. We'll just put it that way.
So jealous.
But the last message I want to leave for the competition, because I know that it'll probably ruffle the feathers of some people. Some guy will look at
Do
it, or somebody will look at it and be like, "Why are we doing a waterfowl competition? That's not what the sport or the hobby needs." And if anybody feels that way, look at goose hunting numbers for the state of North Carolina compared to anybody else. We're not doing the competition to make any money. We're hoping to break even on the money, and then all the profits are going to go to all of the other nonprofit or charitable events we do with Ducks Unlimited, Delta Waterfowl. We sponsor a crap ton of just like local businesses and trap shooting teams. Anything hunted related you can think of in and around our area, we help sponsor. So all of that money from the competition is just going to go into that. So I feel like I set it up, hopefully, fingers crossed, to where everybody understands it's to grow goose hunter numbers in North Carolina. It's going to be fun, and everything is going back into some sort of good cause.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Hopefully it'll work. If it flops, this will all be pretty embarrassing, but we'll find out.
I don't think it will.
Hey, to all the haters, just ask them, when's the last time you ran a goose spread?
That's fair.
There's
But
nothing
look-
like it out here. I mean, you guys are all the way up in Jersey, and there's nothing like it yet. So I was like, all right, why not be the first? You got to start somewhere.
You got to start somewhere. You got to pioneer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys can see, and the listeners will probably be able to tell. Pretty nervous about the whole thing, but we're just going to let it eat and see how it does.
Well, look, I don't know if it means anything, but from all the details you've kind of told us, how passionate you are about this, I have no doubt that this is not going to be the last time we hear this competition. You know, I hope for your sake it's a very long running deal.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you'll win one day.
Me too. Next year, if it's a 2-year thing, I'm definitely going for first place next year.
Bro, watch, you're gonna get your tires slashed in the parking lot.
I mean, everybody can figure out where I work, so that's true.
I'm only messing.
Can I say one other thing real quick?
Absolutely.
Okay, so Cut 'em Down Waterfowl. It's the biggest East Coast wing shooting sporting goods store on the East Coast. So if anybody wants to support a local business, we have lots of gear, but we're really not all that big. We have maybe 10 employees during the busy season. So if anybody wants to shop local, help us out, if they have any questions, it's called cuttemdownwaterfowl.com. We have anything and everything you could think of, or you can stop by the store and shop in person. So if you're a waterfowl hunter on the East Coast and want to shop local, you can definitely do it with us.
Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome.
Go check them out.
Yeah, go check them out. We'll be sharing a lot of their stuff upcoming. We'll be sharing the event details and all that. If you're from North Carolina, do yourself a favor and check this out. It sounds like it's going to be an amazing event.
Mm-hmm.
The launch date is July 28th. We'll do like a week of social media campaigns and stuff, and then people will have the entire month of August to swing by the store, go through all the rules, regulations, and then get signed up, and September will be here before we know it.
Awesome. Well, you have to keep us posted.
For sure.
Well, Jaydon, we really appreciate you having on. We hope to see you again on sometime. Hope maybe after the competition we'll get you back on and see how it went.
That'd be sweet. Hopefully I'm saying good things. Like I said, if it flops, we're probably not doing the second podcast.
All right, man. It was great talking to you. Great meeting you. Thank you.
Thanks for coming on.
For sure. Thank you, guys.
So what do they win if they put one of these in for more than 10 minutes?
Say what?
These things.
Oh, just like the friendly banter around the store.